What up, YouTube? I'm back with another episode review of Attack on Titan, the final season. It was a pretty good episode, we got some reaction from some characters that we've been waiting for a while, so I really like this episode, so let's get right to it, man. First of all, we got to learn how Zeke turned the people of Ragako Village into Titans. Obviously, Ragako Village is Connie's village where his mother and the rest of his family was turned into Titans in season 2, so it was kind of incredible to see how all of that happened. It seems like Zeke turned them into Titans by, putting some of his spinal fluid in some of the gas weapons, so when you ingest that gas, you just stay still, you can't really move anymore. And then Zeke does his scream and turn the people into Titans, so I thought it was really interesting because it reminded me a little bit of the beginning of this final season, where when Zeke was kind of dropping all of these aliens from a plane or a blip, and then screamed at them so that they could turn and invade Fort Lava or something like that, so it seems like the people that was on the plane, the Eldians, couldn't really move, or do anything else, and I think it's because they ingested some of his spinal fluid. And I think that's what's special about the Beast Titan, his spinal fluid is a little bit different than any other spinal fluid, with the Titans, so I thought it was really cool that we got to learn that about Ragako Village and the Beast Titan kind of special power. Anyway, most of the episode took place at a restaurant because the Browse family was invited by Niccolo to eat his food that at some point Sasha was eating herself, so I really thought that the moment between the Browse family and Niccolo was pretty cool. We all know the reason why, Gabi and Falco were there. They had different motives. They really wanted to contact a Malian soldier that was captured by the Elders of Paradis, so they had completely different plan. Then a little bit later, we got to see some of the scouts arrive at the restaurant. Mikasa, Armin, Anji, Onyan Coupon, Jean, and Connie were there to ask questions to the people that was working at the restaurant because of everything that was happening with Yelena, Eren, and Zeke, so I thought it was pretty cool that they were all at one place at the same time. There was a pretty big moment between Jean, Niccolo, and Connie because Jean and Connie wanted to drink some of the wines that they've been hearing about from the higher ups, and then Niccolo just took the wine bottle from them, so that was a pretty big moment. That was pretty foreshadowing for what was going to happen a little bit later in the episode, so I really like that moment, and I'm glad that it was put in, before what happened later in the episode. It was pretty smart. Now, my favorite part of the episode was the discussion between Niccolo, Falco, and Gabi. It was really good because one of the things that I think the Attack on Titan anime series isn't really giving credit for is when to put a certain OST for a specific scene, so I really think that they've done that well throughout the series, and they did that well in this week's episode. The music was just so good during that scene, and even the scene after between Niccolo and Sasha's parent. I just thought that it was really well done. But the reason why I like the scene between Niccolo, Falco, and Gabi is that while they were talking to each other, Niccolo was kind of realizing who the hell they were, and who they killed, at some point, so I really like that discussion because of that. And while he was realizing that, Gabi was just talking not shit, but she was just saying what she did to that woman and what she did to some of the Eldians, that she killed, so I really like that scene. We just saw how Falco was also realizing that Niccolo was realizing who they were, and what they did, so that scene as a whole was just so good. Anyhow, just the way that Gabby was talking about killing these aliens, it was crazy because I really thought that Gabby was starting to understand and starting to change, because just the way that she was talking to, I think her name was Kana, the girl that Sasha saved at some point. I just thought that the way that they were talking to each other, it was talking like she was a friend, but the way that she was talking about how she killed Sasha and the other aliens that she killed, I just thought that it was surprising to me. I was really thinking that she was kind of changing, but she really wasn't. But after that, we saw how Nicolo's reaction. He tried to kill her by hitting her with a wine bottle, but then Falco pushed her out of the way, and he was the one that got hit. So all of that whole scene was just amazing to me. But yeah, after that, we saw how Nicolo went upstairs with, Falco and Gabby was beat up once again. It seems like she's getting beat up a lot these times. We saw how she got beat up in the blip, by, the scouts, and then in this week's episode by Nicolo. But she's been beat up a lot in these last few episodes, and it's kind of funny to me. But yeah, man, it was really good. The scene between Nicolo and Sasha's parents, was really good, because Nicolo wanted to kill, Gabby and Falco for what they did, even though Falco didn't do anything. And then, Sasha's father and Sasha's mother's reaction to all of that was really good, because they didn't want to kill kids. They don't want to kill, the younger generation. They think that the older generation has to take some blame about what has been happening, so I really thought that scene was really well done. And then the scene between Kana and Gabby, because we saw how, Gabby was kind of questioning why they weren't mad at her and why they didn't hate her for what she did, and then we saw how Kana just came out of nowhere with a knife and tried to kill Gabby, because her hero is Sasha, and then Gabby killed her, so it was a normal reaction, in my opinion, that she wanted to kill Gabby. But I just thought that scene overall was really good, because it was kind of heartbreaking just seeing Kana and Sasha's parents crying together, and it was just really well done, man. I just don't know what to say, because it was heartbreaking, and just seeing how Gabby was kind of reacting to that kindness that Sasha's parents showed her, I thought was really interesting. We got some Levi scenes, but the most important scene of the episode, in my opinion, is him, questioning why he believed in Aaron, because of what Aaron has done in these last few episodes, in this season, actually, So he just learned that Aaron has taken control of Parody inside of the walls, so he was just questioning how and why he put his trust in Aaron, and how his trust in Aaron cost a lot of lives, in the Scouts. So I really like that scene too. It was really cool to see all of these scenes, in the background, of Levi, just thinking about all of, the people that he lost. I just thought that the way that they made that scene was really well done. I'm not sure if that's how they did it in the manga, but in the anime, it was really cool, in my opinion. Then we saw how Aaron came at the restaurant too. It was really insane that all of these peoples were at the same place. The Browse family, obviously Nicolo, Gabby, Falco, and then the Scouts, Mikasa, Armin, Jean, Anji, and Connie. It was really cool that they were all at the same place. Aaron did the same thing to Mikasa and Armin that he did to Reiner in, I think, the 4th episode, when he was on the ground with him. It was kind of a threat, that he would transform if they did some noise, so I really thought that was cool of him. He's just, he's a different person, he's really cool, in my opinion. He was there with the other Jaegerists, and obviously a little bit earlier in the episode, we learned that there was some of Zeke's spinal fluid in the wine that the higher ups, the MPs were drinking, you know. So that was really cool. That was kind of Flux reaction to Anji's, you know. He looks kind of crazy and everything, but it seems like Eren and the Jaegerist already knew that something like that was happening. It was not only Yelena and Z that was planning that, it was also Eren and the Jaegerist, you know. So Flux's reaction was kind of funny, you know. His facial expression was kind of crazy, but then, you know, Anji's reaction, you know, she was really surprised that Eren and the Jaegerists, you know, would go that far to, you know, make their plan a reality, because they even didn't accept, you know, the peace kind of treaty that they had between, you know, Pixis, because they know that Pixis wants to, you know, give the founder to somebody else. You know, he's planning to, you know, take the founder for themselves, you know. So yeah, man, just that whole scene, you know, when Eren arrived at the scene with, you know, his Jaegerists was really damn cool. I really like Gabby's reaction to all of that, because for the first time she was at the same place and the same time as Eren, you know, so it was really cool to see her reaction. She looked pretty scared of Eren, and obviously it makes sense because of everything that he's done in the final season so far. So yeah, man, her facial expression was priceless, and the reason why I really like that scene is because Armin was just talking about how she reminded him a lot of Eren, you know, and then when he said that, Eren arrived, you know, so that scene was really cool. But Eren said that he wanted to talk with Armin and Mikasa about something. He seemed a lot, he seemed sad, you know, the way that he was looking, you know, just the shot of him, he looked really sad, you know. So yeah, man, I'm wondering what he's going to talk about. It's going to be interesting, because even Mikasa's reaction to Eren being there was priceless, you know. It was kind of, it seems like she was scared, but at the same time I'm not really sure, so we'll have to see. But yeah, man, it was a great episode. Can't wait for what's going to happen in next week's episode. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below. Let me know what you think is gonna happen next. I do Attack on Titan reviews every Sunday, so subscribe for that. But I also do other anime related things like Black Clover reviews on Tuesdays. I do both on Naruto Next Generation reviews on Sunday mornings. I usually do Jujutsu Kaisen reviews on Fridays, but I haven't done one in 3 weeks. And then One Piece reviews on Saturdays. I haven't done one in like 5 weeks, so stay tuned for all of that, man. Boku no Hero Academia is coming back this month, so stay tuned for that. I'm gonna review the 5th season, and I think Eden Zero is coming for the first time this month too, you know, so it's gonna be cool. But follow me at Anime Specialist on Twitter and Instagram, and like, comment, subscribe. It would help my channel a lot, man. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.